What's up, my nerds? It's not February 2nd in Puxatawny, Pennsylvania, but I'm your density, so grab your cosmic treadmills and an extra flux capacitor because I'm coming to you from the fourth dimension and you're watching or listening to the Next Gen Nerd Podcast, and yep, we're talking about time travel. My brother's birthday was yesterday. We recorded this interview a while ago while we talked about time travel, and I'm excited to bring that to you. My brother Sean is a really smart dude, really thoughtful guy, and so when I asked what he wanted to talk about, and he said not like The Hobbit, you know, like a single movie. He picked a concept, a broad-reaching concept like time travel. I said, yes, let's do this. And actually, I'm just now realizing that when we would play Smash Up, he picked time travelers a lot. So he's had this on his mind for a little while. But you guys are going to enjoy the interview. But before we jump into that interview, I did want to share with you guys some recommendations, things that I've been watching, listening to, or playing that you could also enjoy. There are a lot of recommendations that we go over in the interview, and all these things will be in our show notes. But here's just a few things off the top if you're looking to add some things to your pile, to your reading pile, your watching pile, your playing pile, just so you're ready to go. So first things first, I've got The Rise and Fall of D.O.D.O by Neal, Stephenson, and Nicole Galland. This was 50 cents at my library during the Friends of the Library sale. That's right, 50 cents for that many pages? Yes. They're not making any money. They're a library. But it is a really interesting book. I read it on one of my beach trips this summer, and it is a highly technical view and look at the possibility of using witches for time travel. I know that may seem paradoxical, but that's what time travel is all about, is creating paradoxes. But this book takes a look at Schrodinger's theories of possibilities, of infinite possibilities, and uses those, pairs them with the idea that maybe magic existed when we were able to tap into all these infinite possibilities, and what would happen if we remove that by solidifying, by opening Schrodinger's box, finding out that the cat was dead the whole time, and interacting with the, or I guess cessating all the other possibilities by using photography. So if your head's spinning a little bit, I'm sorry. Basically, they use witches to travel through time, backwards in time to the ancient world, an ancient world like colonial times, like before colonial times, before technology. That's what I should say. Before technology, and the whole government organization pops up around it. So it's pretty interesting. Really enjoyed it. Read the first 2/3 and then had to switch to audiobook to be able to finish it while I was doing dishes and things. But check it out. Check it out. It's a pretty good book. It is a longer read, but good nonetheless. So Rise and Fall of D.O.D.O. Second, thank you, Todd Turner, for sending me a whole bunch of comics, including this one. Let me get a little closer. Red Wing, #1. It's a 4-issue miniseries by Hickman and Pitarra. It is on my Amazon list, so if you love me, you might buy that for me so I can read all 4. But it was really interesting. It is about what if we had to use time travel to fight, aliens, and there's spaceships and all kinds of stuff in here that they deal with, and it's just the beginning. I'm looking for one spread in particular that I was like, oh, that right there looks really exciting, but this isn't the exact one I was thinking of, but here's a little glimpse into the book. We've got, space fighters and military stuff and time travel, and it's a nice short comic, so a little short miniseries, so that you can enjoy that. Actually, the spread that I was thinking of, here it is. We got a dude who is going through the phases of rapidly going through time and getting older, so pretty sweet. So that is The Rise and Fall of D.O.D.O. and Red Wing. And finally, a short story by Ray Bradbury, The Sound of Thunder. I think it's The Sound of Thunder and not A Sound of Thunder. But regardless, you'll be able to find it if you search Ray Bradbury and Sound of Thunder. It was a book or a short story I remember reading late elementary school, middle school. I don't think it was high school. But it was just an interesting look at time travel, the butterfly effect, and just kind of Ray Bradbury, really weird style. I listened to it in the car with my kids on the way to and from school one day, and they're like, yeah, that's weird. I go, yeah, but it's good weird. So it's classic. Check it out. A Sound of Thunder by Ray Bradbury. What I'm watching, so nothing lately with time travel that I can think of, but just a couple things that are just always favorites. There's Groundhog Day with Bill Murray going through a time loop. Went down a rabbit hole one time looking at all the possible theories as far as how much time he may have spent in Puxatawny, Pennsylvania. but yeah, just a whole bunch there. Edge of Tomorrow with Tom Cruise and Emily Blunt, where it's another time loop movie, but we add aliens to it and combat and mech suits and things like that. So that's exciting. So check that out. I mean, my favorite, we're gonna grab our flux capacitors and a DeLorean and go through time. The Back to the Future movies, all three of them. I mean, I really like the first one. The second one was my favorite as a kid, just because all the future stuff. The third one's fun, but definitely not the best. But yeah, those are fantastic. So grab all those. I would be remiss not to go back to reading and add two quick things. Number one would be The Time Machine by H.G. Wells, one of my favorite books of all time. I love that book. And the movies are okay. But fun nonetheless. Hence, bring the idea of the fourth dimension into, literature, into culture, I guess. Maybe not, but that's where I first heard and thought about the fourth dimension. And then also the New 52 run of Booster Gold, which I've got a Booster Gold. Yeah, right here. I got my Booster Gold Funko Pop, one of my favorites because we share a birthday, December 29th. So if you're wanting to get me a birthday gift, December 29th. But the New 52 run involved him going through time. So check those things out. So there's what I am reading, what I'm watching, and then what I'm playing. So a couple things. One, I have been playing Telltale's Back to the Future series. It's 5 episodes looking at other possible time travel shenanigans with Doc Brown and Marty McFly. If you've ever played a Telltale game, it's very similar to that. You have to gather clues and solve mysteries and puzzles and things like that. So it's my kind of game. It's a fun little game I can play for an hour and be done with it. There's I'm I think on the 4th episode now, so each episode is like I said, about an hour. But check that out. And then Chrono Trigger, I've got a whole episode on Chrono Trigger. Chrono meaning time. It's one of my favorite role-playing games of all time, and it involves going forward and backwards in time, and so getting a time machine and flying around. So it's pretty good. So Chrono Trigger, check it out. You can download that on your phone or a tablet, or if you use emulators, or you have an original copy of the Super Nintendo game that came out, I don't know, 94, 95. Yeah, we've got an episode coming up on Chrono Trigger that's, man, we did some deep dives. It's one of me and my buddy's favorite games. It's excellent. So check all those out. But there's a lot more that we're going to be covering in the interview, our favorites and things. So get your pen and paper ready, or just look at the show notes when we're done as we talk about time travel with my brother Sean. Let's get nerdy. What's up, guys? Like I mentioned, I am here with my brother Sean. I almost was gonna say baby bro. I don't know why I was thinking that, but
I'm still baby.
You're still baby. I remember we went to the beach this summer and we were going over nicknames, and I mentioned the nickname we gave you, and my kids had no idea why we would call you Half Pint. It's like, well, when we gave it to him, he was a lot smaller than we were, he was he was like 6 or 7 and we were like 17, 18. And so we called him Half Pint, but now he's taller than all of us. So it doesn't make any sense to call him that. Sean, how are you doing, man?
I'm good. Living in Orlando now and working 2 years out of school. So
Nice.
liking it.
Nice.
Yeah.
So what, are you able to talk about what projects you're working on at work right now?
Yeah. We've been working on a project in the Bahamas for quite a while for Royal Caribbean. It's just a kind of a beach club for cruise ships. Doing that and a stadium in Miami. Those have kept me busy for about 2 years now. They're really long-term projects. Clients are fun to work with, and projects it's cool to work with such a well-known client. And work on something that so many people are going to see.
Yeah. We talked when we were on vacation about one of our future family reunion trips to go to that island, which we all call Sean's Island. So I don't care what they plan on naming it. It will always be known as Sean's Island in this house. So very cool. Very cool. Well, we were talking about what nerdy interests that you had, and you said time travel, which I'm super excited to talk about time travel. But before we jump into that, what other things are you a big nerd about? You're I love this kind of stuff.
Star Wars is definitely my deepest interest. And kind of a subset of that nerdism, I've got couple models that I've been working on, dioramas sorts, that one took me a year and a half, tons of low detail. While my camera is still working,
While your camera's still working, let's
turn
take a
it
look
off.
at it. Yeah.
Yeah. So this is, I need to turn off the blurring, but
No, you're good.
this is the first one I made, and it's all built by hand or from scratch. I've got a bunch of really tiny characters that you wouldn't be able to pick up the whole thing. But
that's cool.
it started off with I got a model of the Millennium Falcon and started to make a more detailed base. I just was going to add some rocks, and then ended up thinking, I need to add some buildings, and then, okay, I should add some people, and spent forever on it. And now I don't even want to put the Millennium Falcon over it because it just covers everything. And then the one I just finished is this one, an ATST.
Wow.
I think my face has to be in it for it to pick it up.
Oh, there it goes.
And so I was sculpting some little characters out of clay and adding a bunch of fun detail to it.
That's cool.
But it's definitely my hyperfixations lasted longer than most.
So
it was a lot of fun.
Lex and I were talking. Have you seen her craft that she's been working on this summer?
She's been sharing the book nooks.
Yes, the book nooks. And I said, do they have like themed ones of those? So like you could get a Lord of the Rings one to put next to your Lord of the Rings books, or a Harry Potter.
That would be awesome to do.
And I said, if they don't have them, Sean needs to get on Etsy with that stuff right there, man. That would make some bank. Build some of them and like whatever, you know. I mean, it doesn't have to. You don't have to do every series, but like the ones that people have big collections of. You know, I'm thinking one of those that you could put for comics. If you had a comic one that you just kind of slipped in there between comic books, especially if you get like little lighting with little LED lighting or whatever else to highlight in there. So
that's a great idea.
And
right.
I mean, I don't know how much that would cost time wise and everything else, but even if it was just for you, it'd be pretty sweet.
Expensive book nook. Look how long it takes me to work on these.
Yes.
Yeah. Slow process.
Slow process. No, it's cool. I remember when I came and stayed with you, and you wheeled your little craft cart out. I was like, "This is totally Sean. Yep, he's got his craft cart with his airbrush and his Dremel and everything else." I thought it was neat. That's really cool. Really cool. So, what's something life-giving right now that you go, man, this is just really cool in life right now, and you know, it makes me excited to wake up in the morning.
Well, something we did recently, we went to Denver for 4th of July, and I kind of came back inspired to do more outdoorsy things. It's hard to do it in Florida because it's so muggy, but I've been trying to just
It's difficult from April to August.
Outside.
It's different from April to August, but the rest of the year, it's wonderful. Wonderful.
Yeah. So I've been wanting to bike more. Been talking with sister-in-law about rock climbing. I think that would be a fun hobby to do. Just sort of a more enjoyable way of getting in shape than going to the gym, which I don't really enjoy. And so, I'm definitely feeling inspired. Kind of want to continue on with that. And be prepped for when the weather gets better for it.
Okay. Very nice. Very nice. Well, today we are talking about time travel, and not going to get really too in the weeds. I had not planned on getting into the theoretical physics of time travel, kind of looking at it from a pop culture perspective. That being said, do not be shy if you're like, oh, I've prepared all these quadratic equations to go into these things, or I've read all these articles on those theories. I've got a little bit of nerdy stuff there, but I love a good time travel story. So the first question I have up here is like, what's some like this time travel story, either the first one or a really impactful one story that could be a book, movie, TV show, dream you had, whatever.
I'd say kind of the first one that got me interested in time travel. It's kind of a cheesy older movie, but it's called Clock Stoppers.
Okay.
It's where they've got the watches where they can stop time.
I see the cover, but I've never seen the movie.
Yeah, we rewatched it recently. It wasn't as good as I remember as a kid, but it was definitely impactful. And then another one was Heroes. Just Heroes' power.
Hiro Nakamura.
Kind of, instead of just traveling through time, he's got kind of full control over it. can go backwards, forwards, pause, speed up. I think that's super cool. I want to think about that. Still think that's one of the coolest powers that
Yes.
I've seen in any media.
Yeah, I've been thinking about heroes lately. I've not ever rewatched through that series, but I thought that may be a fun one for Charlie and Zeke.
Mm-hmm.
Again, running it through VidAngel because with oh my gosh, I can't remember the name of the character. The guy
Skylar.
that looks, Skylar, looking at the brains. That might be a little bit much. But no, Hiro Nakamura. I mean, if you can time travel with a katana, like why not? Like that sounds fantastic. Of course, I've got 1.21 gigawatts up here. Back to the Future. Love those movies since I was a kid. The Time Machine by H.G. Wells was like my favorite, like the abridged version, my favorite book in 5th grade, which funny enough, like I look at the real book and it's not much bigger, so they couldn't have abridged it much. But that was like my favorite. I remember that was the first like diorama I made just for fun, actually, was funny enough, was the Time Machine. And I built a time machine and I bought, it was like craft Christmas lights that you could turn on, and I made like a little control panel and you click it on, all the lights would go. And yes, I remember I took like some weird little it looked kind of like a Stretch Armstrong, but it was much smaller, and I like glued hair and a lab coat to it. And so love time travel, love the idea of, and we'll get into this a little bit, going to the future. Like I want to go see the future. That excites me. But one book that I've been reading lately is The Rise and Fall of D.O.D.O. Have you ever read The Rise and Fall of D.O.D.O? Okay. So I finished my the book I was reading on our beach trip. I needed another book to read on our other beach trip. And it was at the Friends of the Library. So it was 25 cents for a book that was this big. Like it was huge. 25 cents. It's like, yes, hardcover. And the premise is that D.O.D.O, the Department of Diachronistic Operations, uses witches and time travel to change the world. I'm like, yes, sign me up for this. And basically, the premise of the book is that magic existed. And I always feel funny saying this. This is a fiction book. I don't think this actually happened. So magic existed, and the reason why it existed was because of similar theories to Schrodinger's cat. That if you put a cat in a box, whatever else, that it's both alive and dead at the same time, and it goes through these wavelengths. And then once you open the box, all the possibilities collapse into one, and that's it. And so magic worked because there's all these possibilities that it could happen, that these things could happen. And so they were able to do those things, to move between realities, to use magic. But when photography took off, magic began to dwindle, because then you could no longer say this or this or this happened, because they had photographic evidence of this is actually what happened. Even painting was an artist's perspective of it, and it could be changed. And so the photographing of the first solar eclipse, or the first photographing of the solar eclipse, is what killed magic. And so what they end up doing is finding this guy who's basically built a larger Schrodinger's cat box, where it's all this science stuff, but basically they have a box that is surrounded by liquid helium, chills it down to absolute zero, and then the wavelengths reiterate. And so they find a witch, and they begin sending people back. Like they go into the box, the witch sends them back to the past to fix things, to change things. And so I'm about halfway through the book, and I've not read much as I got back from the beach, because I just haven't. I've been distracted by other things, but it was pretty neat. It's pretty neat. And like they have to go back like 14 times for it to actually take, because there's all these different realities, and so they may change it in one reality but not the other, and so they have to do it over and over and over again. And so it's kind of like a Groundhog's Day, and time travel, and yeah, it's pretty neat. It's a pretty neat book. It's been interesting. I feel like a huge nerd reading it.
Yeah, I mean, that sounds a lot like there's another book I was going to mention too. It's called The First 14 Lives of Harry August. Okay. It's also kind of Groundhog Day situation, but it's a span of this guy's life. So as soon as he dies, he's reborn in his own body and relives his life all the way through. And there's all these cool connections with him and people who were like him, who relived their lives before and after him, where he's passing messages through time by giving it to someone else who relives their life when they hand it off to someone else. And then someone where they can send things back as well. And it's a really cool story. It's kind of a grounded time travel book, but it's really good.
And what was that one called?
It's the first 14 lines, 15 lines of Harry August.
So we talked about some of our favorite time travel stuff, and I'm sure like we could sit there and think of several more. I mean, you mentioned, Groundhog Day. I watched that recently with Carrie, and I was like, this movie's fantastic. I love this movie. Edge of Tomorrow is another time loop one that I really enjoyed. So those. Funny enough, I'm going to be doing an episode about Chrono Trigger with Matt, and there's time travel in that, and going back and forth. So like, there's a lot of good stuff. What are some other ones that you go, man, I really love these stories?
Another Groundhog Day kind of time loop movie, right? Yeah, it's a movie that I think doesn't get enough attention. Is Palm Springs with Andy Samberg. It's they're at a wedding and loop happens, and it's just Andy Samberg and the mother from How I Met Your Mother, and they ended up solving it through science, and it's not like it ended with the power of love. And I really like that one. And then last one I have on my list that we haven't talked about yet is Next.
Yes.
It's kind of a time travel.
No,
seeing
it really
the future.
is. It definitely is. Yes, I thought of that when we were signing on. Yes, Nick Cage, man, that's some good stuff right there.
In his prime.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh man. No, those I think those are great. I'm thinking about the Time Machine movie with Guy Pearce was super weird, but like I liked it. I haven't watched the ancient one. I've got on here a little while later. I mean, Doctor Who is a TV show where they constantly go back in time. And Quantum Leap, another one where they go back in time to change things. But so we talk about things that we liked. Can you think of any time travel shows, movies, books that you're like, this is awful. Like, this is terrible. This is dumb.
Well, I mean, it's funny you mentioned Doctor Who. I really like Doctor Who, but for some reason I never saw it as a time travel show. He's got a time machine, but it always felt more like a different reality or universe.
I got you.
Or traveling through space. And I don't know. I know he is.
I mean, but he does do
time machine
because he goes to like there's monsters that are there or whatever, but like he goes to Pompeii to try and stop Pompeii from exploding.
That's right.
And he'll go back to like Victorian England to adjust things, and then something's happened, and so he's got to fix time. But
he sees Vincent Van Gogh. Yeah,
yep.
Right.
So there are those, but you're right. It feels much more like not a time travel show. But it could go back there. I was thinking Hot Tub Time Machine is another one of those that's like, this is really dumb. Like this is it's okay, but like it's one of those things. Is like, what's it about? It's like it's about a hot tub time machine. I don't know how else to fix this.
Yeah.
But yeah, so time travel. What's the number one problem with time travel?
Paradoxes.
Number one problem with time travel is paradoxes. If you go back and fix something, you create this weird loop because you have not gone back to fix it. I thought in the Guy Pearce version of the Time Machine, they did a really good job of explaining it, because he keeps trying to go back to save his wife, and then it never happens. Like, she keeps dying. Like, it's a fixed point in time. This thing has to happen. And they point out that if she would have lived, he never would have made the time machine, and he never would have gone back in time, and so there's a lot of those things that cause a problem. So if you saw that they had actually made time travel possible, like, what are your initial thoughts when you see time travel is possible? We've got it. We figured it out.
I'd be on board, I think. More for going to the future, like you mentioned. I think to like a limitless unknown, to be able to see it all, I think would be worth whatever downside there could be. But even though I wish it were possible, don't think it ever could be, just with all of the issues it brings.
Have you ever read, what's the name of that book, the short story where they go back in time to hunt a T-Rex? Do you know what I'm talking about? I remember having to read it, I think in middle school. This guy goes back in time. He wants to hunt a T-Rex. And they tell him that you have to stay on this path, only walk on the path, never step off the path. You do exactly what we tell you. Because what they would do is they would go back in time, find a T-Rex that was about to die of natural causes. and then they would go and hunt that T-Rex because of the butterfly effect of, if we make one little change. And this is one of the places where they get the name butterfly effect, because this guy goes back, he sees the T-Rex, he panics, he runs off in the woods, like comes off the path. And when they finally catch him, they realize that he had stepped on a butterfly, killed a butterfly. And they're like, okay, well, we got to get back. And so when they come back to the present time, they can't understand what people are saying because the language is different. Like, everything looks the same, but they're all speaking some weird version of language. And it was like the idea that even killing that butterfly changes things throughout history so that it's all different. And so that was, time travel. Like, I think I'd be excited too until I start thinking, like, have they not seen this movie? Like, it doesn't end well. Like, it doesn't, there's not, Terminator, another time travel movie. Terminator, Terminator 2, Terminator 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7, all time travel movies. But yeah, that would be a nerve-wracking thing of the possibility of paradoxes, I think.
There's two stories or two movies that I think felt like safe time travel.
Okay.
Maybe they weren't really, but one is Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban, where it's kind of like it's going to work out because your future self is still there, your past self is still there. I feel like that didn't feel like there would be any downsides. And then the other was Days of Future Past, where it's like your consciousness is going back, your body is already there. Obviously, the future can change, but
to my Xmen, Days of Future Past.
Yeah, yeah. There's just felt like safer variations of get in the time machine and go to the rules of it all.
Back to the Future did that, or talked about the alternate timeline, right? Like, if we can fix this, we can come back. Like, if we adjust it, we can undo this paradox. But again, I love watching movies where they pick that movie apart and they're like, this theoretically, and again, it's time travel. Theoretically, it can't happen. Of course, it can't happen. But interesting nonetheless to think about there. I was trying to remember what the movie was. It was The Tomorrow War with Chris Pratt. Did you see that one on Amazon?
Yeah.
It was the idea that you can't go back in time, but you can go forward in time, because back in time it's set, but we can go forward in time. I enjoyed that one too. It was definitely an Amazon movie, and but it was enjoyable for something I'd already paid for. I'm like, yeah, I'll watch this. I'll enjoy it. It's got Chris Pratt in it. He's fun to watch. So we talked about, I have here, what's an underrated time travel movie, show, or book you think more people should know about. I mentioned the Rise and Fall of D.O.D.O. Really enjoying this. Pretty good. You mentioned First 15 Lives of Harry August. Are there any others that you're like, Time Stoppers? Do we need to put Time Stoppers on our list? Everyone's got to watch Time Stoppers?
Clock Stoppers. I think it's underrated.
Yeah?
Underrated. I had to Google that one. There's another one that I think everyone should watch. It's pretty cool. Devs on Hulu. It's got Ron Swanson's actor. But it's basically been using this massive supercomputer in order to see the future, just by predicting every small thing that could happen. So by foreseeing every possibility that someone could take, they're able to see 10 seconds in the future and end up getting it to be able to see minutes in the future. And it was a really cool concept, and it was kind of trippy, but I really enjoyed it. And I haven't seen anyone really talk about it much.
I got you.
I really liked it.
Yeah, I've heard about it. It may even be on my Hulu list, but I've not seen it. I just Googled underrated time travel movies, and there are some fantastic ones on here. Some really good ones on here. A good one is Safety Not Guaranteed. Safety Not Guaranteed. It's got Jake Johnson from New Girl, and it's got Aubrey Plaza in it, and they find this classified ad where someone's made a time machine, and they're gonna go and like make fun of them, but it works. And this, the next one is one that I have seen several times, and it is fantastic. And if you've not seen it, you should definitely watch it. And it is definitely weird. And that is Time Bandits, not the TV show on Apple Plus. Time Bandits was Terry Gilliam. Terry Gilliam made 3 like really big movies. Terry Gilliam, who worked with Monty Python, and it follows these dwarves, these little people. I don't remember like why they're all little people, but they're all little people, and they're trying to steal things. They find a map to be able to go back in time, and they're stealing all these precious artifacts. It's fantastic. Excellent. My dad tried to get me to watch it when I was a kid, and I go, this is so old. I don't want to watch this movie. It's dumb, but it's really good. I was really disappointed with the Apple TV show. It was not nearly as good as the movie was. But it is fantastic. So it's got other members of Monty Python's Flying Circus kind of as cameos all throughout it. So like John Cleese as Robin Hood, and it's really good. It's really good. So yes, so there's that one. And then the last one on this list that I definitely go, hey, we should definitely have this one is Source Code. Do you remember Source Code with Jake Gyllenhaal?
Oh, on the one on the train, right?
On
where
the
you
train.
Just gotta go back and
yes.
Stop the bombing or yes. That was a good one.
Yes, and I'm not going to spoil anything there because that was another really good one. A good time loop, time travel. Yeah, that one was fantastic. That was good. So, so there's some lesser known ones that you can check out if you like time travel stuff. All right, so Sean, thinking about theoretical time travel stuff, do you think time is a fixed line, a constantly changing river, or something even crazier we haven't even imagined yet? What do you think time is?
I know you said not to go too deep on the theoretical, but something I've been looking into a little bit, just trying to kind of get a grasp of it, is the idea of time as a fourth dimension. And I heard a description of us being third dimension beings looking at a two-dimensional being, vice versa, a two-dimensional being seeing us three-dimensional beings. We would look like we're starting at one end of our body and kind of moving across. And there was a description where us seeing fourth dimensional beings, they would look like they're just aging rapidly forward and back, but they would have the ability to move forward and back in time freely at will. And I think that feels like there's something to it. Like we're moving through time in one direction, but it may move freely for going in another dimension or something. I don't know. I don't quite grasp it, but I'm trying real hard to understand it. It sounds very interesting. And
so thinking about that, the idea of us looking at a fourth dimensional being aging and getting younger rapidly, moving back and forth through time. Why do we as humans have such a draw and an attraction to this idea of being able to manipulate time? That's a very simple question in some ways, and also in other ways not so much. So what is it that causes you to go, man, I really like this idea of time travel, but humans in general, why is it that we are so fixated on that?
I think it's fear of the unknown and fear of the future. Just the future being like the ultimate unknown. You never know what's going to come around the corner, and to be able to see that ahead of time or avoid it, I think is definitely something that would solve a lot of our mental fears. And I don't know. I think a lot of our problems are fear of the unknown, not knowing what's coming around the corner and being afraid of that, and people being angry because of that. And, at least that's, I think, why time travel sounds so appealing to me. Just, I don't know, removing that aspect, being able to prepare.
So, the pastor of our church, he talks about his dad, and his dad is older than him. I mean, he's probably in between your and my age. He's probably early 30s, mid 30s. And his dad always talks about when he was younger, it was like his most valuable resource, or his it had to do with money. Like he would, whatever you could do for some money, get some money. He said, I got 3 small kids at home, got all kinds of bills. Like I need to make some money. And now that he's older, he looks and he says his most valuable resource is time. Like I need time. Like whatever I can do to make sure that I've got some time. And I think part of that too is that you and I have talked about scarcity mindset, and that's again that whole fear thing that we only have so much time that we're given. The thought and the idea of being able to manipulate it so that we had more time. That sounds exciting, and you're only given so much time that you can't do anything to. The Bible says you can't do anything to add a second to your day. Like you can't. It's not something you can do. But if we could have control over it, how exciting would that be? If we could adjust things, change things, fix our mistakes, and or see what's coming. Whatever that looks like. I'm scared that I'll never see my great grandkids or whatever. And like, well, you could if you could time travel. You could definitely do it. Or. Whatever, or I miss my loved one. Didn't have enough time with them. I miss my loved one. I wish I could go back to that. I mean, I've never thought of that aspect of time travel, but like right now, I'm thinking of my grandfather, my grandmother. Like I wish that I could spend some more time with them. So I wonder if that's part of it too. That there's that desire, that scarcity mindset. I can't generate any more of this. I would love to have control over this. And then there's power. Who doesn't love power? Who doesn't want power? I guess, but. Oh man. So I have this question here, and I want to put a little caveat into it because it would definitely, I think, change our answer. You are with your loved ones, whatever that looks like in your mind, those that you love. A portal opens up in front of you, and you have 60 seconds to decide: do I jump through, or do I stay here? As I say, your loved ones, so that they could go with you, that you're not leaving them behind, because that would definitely. Well, I don't. If Gingerly's not here, then I'm not going through, like whatever that looks like. So what are your thoughts? You don't know where it goes? Forward time, back in time, center of the sun, you don't know. There's a portal. You have 60 seconds. What's Sean doing?
Yeah, so I'm glad you added that caveat to it, because that definitely did change my answer. Like, I used to always think that, like, if I had the opportunity to go to Mars, one-way trip, make history, first person there, I'd do it, just because who couldn't pass it up. But then, meeting Gingerly and being married now, I think my answer has changed. But if we could go together, I think I would do it in a heartbeat.
Yeah.
Just to be able to see where it leads. I mean, possibilities are endless in positive and negative directions, but
I mean,
it could be something cool.
I mean, if it was a safe trip, right? Like if I knew like we were going in the middle of the sun, I don't know what I would do or wouldn't do. Part of it though for me is I love my life and I love where I'm at. So I don't know that I would. I'd be like, wow, that's really cool. Like if you want to jump through, you can jump through, but I am totally content where I'm at. Don't need my sense of adventure is much more limited than maybe it used to be. But yeah. That's what I said with your loved ones, because I'm not going in there without carrying the kids. Like, nope.
No.
And then for me, then I go, do I want to make that decision for the kids? Like, I got nervous quitting my old job, man. I got nervous, like, I'm going to put that change on them. So I don't know that I would jump through. I'd be like, no, that's too much change. They're going to have to change schools. We're going to end up in 1860, and they're going to figure out what that looks like. Yeah. That's, I don't know.
Yeah. I imagine that compounds with kids. You have multiple people left.
Listen, they complain. Yeah. They complain right now. When we run out of ice. What's going to happen if we show up and there's no air conditioning? Like that's. I don't know. I don't know.
That's one of the reasons I don't think I would ever go back in time. Forward in time, yeah, I do in a heartbeat. Backward in time, if it's within like my lifetime and the technological age we're in now, but there's so many things that I would miss, like air conditioning and clean water and my phone.
All right, this is a fun thought experiment. So traveling back in time, what are the three things that you would miss? And let's say, just to make it simple, we'll say 200 years. So we're saying 200 years in the past, not thousands of years in the past, 200 years in the past. What are the three things that you're like, this would be really difficult without this? Air conditioning is at the top of my list. Top of my list.
Yeah, same. The internet, just having access to like a near infinite amount of information at any second. 100 times a day I Google something that I'm thinking about, and I would miss that for sure. And then I think cleanliness. I like.
I was thinking indoor plumbing.
Our hygiene
indoor plumbing is like huge.
Yeah, indoor plumbing. Yeah,
Fresh water on demand is
like everyone would be smelly, and I don't think I can handle it.
No, I think those are good ones there. I think those are good ones there. I was trying to think what else. Like if I went camping, like rugged camping, like what am I most looking forward to when I get back? I'm looking forward to a shower. I'm looking forward to air conditioning and probably entertainment on demand, which is kind of the internet. You know, like that's kind of there. So I can see those things. All right, so we're going 2 years in the past. Now we're going 200 years in the future. What do you think? Thinking how fast things move, what do you think you would miss about being here, moving to the future?
And
again, every time travel movie in the future gets it wrong, but we're going to give it our best shot.
Yeah, I feel like I would miss being like in the know and understanding I feel like it would be a major adjustment to figure out how the world works and how society is running at the time. And I feel like I would definitely miss that.
I was saying the same thing. I was thinking in Back to the Future when he goes to the future and he's like, I remember this game, like you played it with your hands. And I'm like, that would be me. Like I would be like, I don't know how this stuff works. I don't know how these things are going on.
No, I mean, if I went 5 years in the future, I'm sure it would be a major adjustment, just how fast things are changing now. So that's one. I don't know. I feel like maybe our autonomy, just thinking the robot overlords take over.
Robot overlords, definitely 200 years. I was thinking working with my hands, doing something with my hands. I'm sure that there would be a declination there. I was gonna say, I feel like
problem solving and just being able to find a problem and a solution. I feel like 200 years in the future, everything would have been solved that you could.
Unless we're in an idiocracy situation. Have you seen the movie Idiocracy?
Yeah. Yes, that's a great time machine. Yeah,
great time travel movie. Yes, I'll do that. Like, yeah, plants.
And that one seems most plausible too, versus like a cyber world.
Yeah, just a decreasing intelligence. Yeah, whatever the Gatorade was, it's got what plants crave. Yeah. But it's good. All right, let's do some this or that's. Sorry, one thing. We were talking about going back in time and not having the internet at our fingertips. It would make us seem really smart then. Then I was thinking of Nate Bargatze when he talks about time travel. Like if he went back in time, like he would not be smart enough to explain anything for them to believe that he traveled through time. It's like, yeah, we got phones that don't have cords. How does it work? I don't know. Don't know how it works. All right, so this or that's. We kind of talked about this. Would you time travel to the future or back to the past, and why? And we both said future for several reasons. Anything you want to add as to why? I want to see the new stuff. I want to. Yeah, and I want to fly. Like I would love to fly, and so if I can move to the future and I can fly at supersonic speeds, like that's my superpower. Flying, supersonic flying. That'd be choice. What else? What are you looking for when you get to the future?
Yeah, I guess just all the new tech would be cool.
What's the one piece of tech you're like, I've got to have this. I want to try this.
I was thinking just travel. I mean, this isn't right tech, but just travel. I feel like would be so easy at that point. Like, it's a chore to get from one place to another now, whether it's driving or flying. And if they could figure that out, that would just make the world so much more interconnected, and being able to go anywhere on a dime would be something I'd look forward to for sure.
And think about it, wouldn't it be exciting to see? So you don't have to have roads. You know, if teleporting, right? You don't have to have roads. And I know that doesn't feel like a lot, but think of all the real estate roads take up, and boom,
oh my gosh, yeah,
it's gone. Railroads, gone.
Yep.
Like there's room now, and then you add bus depots and car lots and everything else. Like, yeah, be kind of neat. All right, which fictional time machine would you want to ride in? And I had two examples in the question that I sent you, but it can be any one of them. Like if you had a time machine, which one do you want it to be?
Yeah, I mean, I think the DeLorean's a classic, which is one of the two you mentioned. And just be in a DeLorean would be awesome, whether it's a time machine or not. And I'm blanking on any other time machines besides that. And
let's see. Let me pull up the internet to see time machines, Famous time machines. I put down there the TARDIS as well. I think I would pick the DeLorean over the TARDIS because I remember reading Ready Player One, and when he got the miniature DeLorean that he put in his pocket that he could ride in, I was like, that's exactly what I want. So they mentioned the hot tub time machine on here. They mention Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure, the phone booth. They talk about the Klingon bird of prey that goes back in time. And then there's the rest. Oh, there's the time machine as well. That was not nearly as exciting, but like where you just like push forward or back and then it goes. But it could be fun. But then a lot of these are like rooms that you would sit in. So let's see. TARDIS, the box, the heptapod language, it says, is a time travel from Arrival. I don't know.
Oh, that's a good one. Yeah. I don't know if you've seen that one. That's kind of the twist at the end.
I don't remember a lot about it. I remember watching it one time. But yes.
It's one I could rewatch, I think.
Okay.
I like that one.
And they mentioned several others we talked about. The map from Time Bandits, the pod from Time Cop. That was a fun one. And the capsule from 12 Monkeys. We didn't talk about 12 Monkeys, but that's another really... It's a good time travel movie, but it's such a sad time travel movie. Yes.
Add it to the list.
Add it to the list. Have you ever seen Time Cop with Jean-Claude Van Damme?
I haven't. No.
If you watch it, it's very predictable. But there was a couple weeks where I was like just watching every Jean-Claude Van Damme movie I could find just to watch it. You know, Bloodsport, Time Cop, Hard Target. I think Maximum Impact is one of his. Just like going through Predator because he's in Predator. He is the Predator. I think.
Oh really?
I think he is the Predator.
I didn't know that. That's cool.
I could be wrong. That could be one of those things that my dad told me and I never researched. And now that I have Google, I could research. But anyways. All right. So if you could change one small event in history and it's not going to cause chaos, what would you pick?
I think I would pull a Biff and just... if I were to go back, this would be one positive. Would just be to just have one little bit of knowledge. Like, I bought Bitcoin early on. That would be a good change to make.
I've got my Blast from the Past
That's
bag up
history.
here. Pull that one out. Oh my gosh, I'm knocking all my Funko Pops. That's all right, I'll fix them later. Got my Blast from the Past bag. What's in my Blast from the Past bag? What'd you say? Oh, it's the Grand Sports Almanac. I forgot I had this.
That's cool.
It is just a notebook, blank notebook. But, yeah, I forgot I had that.
It'll fill in when you get back in time.
That's it. Oh, man. Yep, I'll have to put this back later. It'll take some effort. That's the shop he goes to is Blast from the Past. I love that movie. I need to watch that one, like, tomorrow. That's what I need to do. I think it's on Netflix right now, so. And I've got my Doc Brown with his helmet, Funko Pop. Don't tell me you're in the Navy. You're in the Navy. You've jumped ship. That's the life preserver, the vest jacket there. I'm trying to think what I would do. Again, I'm really content with where I'm at now. And I would hate for it to like mess up. You know, I would hate for it to whatever. I thought of it last night. I would go back 25 years ago and say, don't eat candy or cheeseburgers. It's not going to end well for you. And just like leave that cryptic message and then be like, oh my gosh, okay, all right, don't do that. Me from the future came back and told me that. Yes, that would be it. Don't eat cheeseburgers. Don't eat candy bars. Don't do it. Yeah, that would be it. One small event, not going to cause chaos. I'll just look ripped right now. It'd be awesome. It'd be fantastic. All right, last this or that question. Would you rather be stuck in a time loop like Groundhog Day or randomly jump to a different time every morning like Quantum Leap? Did you ever watch Quantum Leap? You know what I'm talking about?
I know what you're talking about. I've never seen it. It's another one where I've heard the concept.
Yes.
And
so he's got to fix.
It's kind of like Days of Future Past.
Yes.
A little bit.
So he's got to fix something every day. Like he's got to save somebody every day, and so he jumps around through time, and eventually he's hoping to be able to get home. and Scott Bakula plays this character, and it was like a show from the early 90s, late 80s. And he looks like that person. Like, he doesn't know who he is. He could be male, female. He could be young, old. He doesn't know until he can find a mirror and go, oh, that's who I am. And then he has to fix something, and then he jumps to the next one. They did a remake show. I've never seen that one. I might want to add that one to my list. But it's like he doesn't know if he's going to make it home or not. So again, Groundhog Day, you know if you're going to get to the next day, or you're going to get to the next day, and every day is something new. So every day's the same, or every day's something new. It's still a punishment, though, either way.
I think I would go with the Groundhog Day situation. If it were like a Friday in spring, like just a
good
nice,
day, a good day,
comfortable day.
Not a February 2nd in a snowy place. Not that you want a nice weather.
No.
Okay,
you
nice.
gotta relive the same day at work every day for the rest. No, I think it would be just the predictability of it, and thinking how in all of those Groundhog Day situations, there's always a time where you can learn a skill, a super niche. You've got eternity to do it, and like,
yes,
I think that would be enjoyable. And also on a Friday in the spring, and like near an airport when I wake up, like you can go anywhere, you can do anything, and you can, you know what's going to happen that day. I think I would prefer that.
So I was just looking up. There were the skills that he learned. Somebody has like tried to guess how long he was stuck in that loop, and so somebody said that the answer was given by Harold Ramis, the guy who made the movie. It says 10 years, even though the original plan was to have him trapped for 10,000 years, and so it says it was 8 years, 8 months, and 16 days is what somebody said that Phil was actually trapped for 8 years, 8 months, and 16 days. But yes, the idea of learning a new skill, it's just such a good movie. If you've not seen Groundhog Day, what are you doing with your life? Take tomorrow off. If it's a Saturday, perfect. Then you don't have to take tomorrow off, but watch Groundhog Day. It's excellent, excellent, excellent. Bill Murray at his finest. Again, you can watch it on VidAngel if you want, and it'll cut stuff out that you're like, I don't know that I want to see that. But it's an old movie, so there's not a whole lot in there. But it's good stuff. It's really good stuff. He learns how to play the piano like a virtuoso. I think I would like to perfect one day rather than the uncertainty of what. And again, time travel, you want certainty. Like, you want to be like, I'm safe. I know where I'm going. So I agree. I agree with that one. I agree. All right, cool. What else is time travel? Anything else come to mind? Any other things pop in your head as you're sitting here talking?
Something that, talking about Groundhog Day, something that I've been wanting to look into that I heard was the movie Ferris Bueller's Day Off. How if you watch that with the idea in your mind that Ferris Bueller is stuck in a time loop, it all starts to make sense. I've been really wanting to watch it since I heard that recently.
Have you ever seen Ferris Bueller's Day Off?
I have, yeah, but it's been a while, right. And thinking back, it all starts to it makes sense to me. Like, how he is able to kind of just very quickly set the pieces in motion to have this great day, and seemingly knows what's coming at all times.
Yeah.
It works.
Yep, that's neat. It'd be fun. Well, cool. Well, Sean, thanks for coming on, man, and I'll talk to you again soon.
Thanks.
Thank you for joining us on the Next Gen Nerd Podcast. If you're enjoying the show, make sure you subscribe. If you're listening on a podcast platform, leave us a review, leave us 5 stars. We would love to get that and have that encouragement. If you're watching us on YouTube, make sure you subscribe, give us a thumbs up, leave a comment. What's your favorite time travel movie, book, comic, video game, whatever? Would love to hear what that is. Add it to my list. Things that you love, I want to experience as well. So share that so we can interact there. Or if you have a question, that'd be great too. You can also find us at nextgennerd.com, where you can share all of our episodes, the audio versions, on your social media. You can also, of course, share the YouTube videos as well. We would love that so that others can kind of see that content and you can interact with them. So make sure you do those things. You want to subscribe because we've got some great episodes coming up. The next one I think is just me, but we've got things like Chrono Trigger coming up. I've got one with my brother Logan that's coming out soon. I've got, I want to get my oldest nerdling, Charlie Ann, on the show. We got Sun Tzu's The Art of War that's coming up too. And if you have a topic, you're like, man, I love this, would love to come on the show and talk about it, hit me up. Let me know. I'd love to have you on here. I want to love what you love. So share those things with me so we can talk about it. I think that is all, though, for this episode. So until next time.
Peace out, Seacrest.